In this February 2021 edition of Practice Up, we are going to look at the power of the mind over physiology. Can our perspective change our glucose levels, our hormones, how well we can see, or how easily we can lose weight? We're also going to take a deep look at the placebo effect and look at over 20 different studies on how powerful the placebo effect is and how that relates to us and our health. And lastly, we're going to take a good hard look at the science when it comes of positive affirmations. Do they work? Do they not? And I'll give you a little tip. If you're using affirmations after you look at these studies, you might not want to use them anymore. All that and more in this month's Practice Up.
Thoughts.
So this is like a true belief, not wavering, and then that's when it's
I think so.
Embodied, I guess I should say.
I think so.
And so then that speaks to things like affirmations, which people are saying things that aren't true. They know that it's not true. If they just say, I'm 30 pounds lighter and happy about that. Well, in fact, they had to put that on their mirror because they aren't 30 pounds lighter and they're not happy about that fact. So this is like a deep internal belief.
I'm in complete agreement with you. And, so that's the downside of all of this positive psychology, as you were saying before, that however you get there, if you're relaxed and you're happy, that's probably, as hallmark as it sounds, but that's probably the best thing you can do for your health. And, at that point, that if you want a piece of cake, if you're eating the piece of cake because you want the piece of cake, then you're not going to overeat. You're going to have some cake, and that will be fine. It's when you're telling yourself you shouldn't have it that then you stuff yourself with it and, hoping you'll get it all consumed before you yourself say, hey, wait a second, you shouldn't do that, and so on. And so I think that's more important than the 8 hours sleep, the time at the gym, and so on.
Kind of interesting. All right. So let's finish up with talking about affirmations. What does the literature say? This one here is my favorite paper. And I hope you guys are finding this helpful. I think this is good stuff. So check this out. I'll summarize it, then I'll show you basically what I say here. This paper suggested that those with high self-esteem who already have basically their needs met, an affirmation, positive affirmation. I love myself, and what was the common one? I get better every day, or whatever. Everybody loves me. I'm super lovable. I'm successful and attractive, or whatever people are affirming. Clearly, I don't know what to say. Is people that have high self-esteem, that in them it can create kind of a little mood boost, feeling a little bit better about themselves. But these are people that already had high self-esteem. And I'll explain why in a second. But people that have low self-esteem, it's damaging. Those kind of statements are more damaging, and it's because of the negative self-talk. I'm lovable and I'm attractive, and the party is like, no, you're not. Fatty, ugly, and you smell. Okay? So, among participants with low self-esteem, those who repeated positive I'm a lovable person, or who focused on how that statement was true, felt worse than those who did not repeat the statement or who focused on how it was both true and not true. And down at the bottom it says, repeating positive self-statements may benefit certain people, those that have high esteem. And as you'll see in a minute, it's said those that have their needs met, basically, or have their needs fulfilled, but backfires for the very people who, quote unquote, need them the most. Okay?